Alrighty, some atheist named Brett made me a response. So Brett began by saying that if I laughed at Amazing Atheist's penis, then I'm laughing at God's creation. First of all, I didn't know that atheists would get upset if you insult the penis of another person or something. I guess it is a duty, the atheist's duty, to protect the penis of his fellow God hater or whatever. So yeah, it is not a sin, Bretsky, to mock the penis of another. Nowhere in the Bible does it say, "Thou shalt not mock his penis." If you want to take the Bible literally, the Bible says that we should oppose those who oppose God. And atheists oppose God. Therefore, laughing at his penis would be the right thing to do to honor thy God. Brett, yeah. I was focused on the Amazing Atheist's penis. Therefore, I am a homosexual. Have you ever focused on anything in your life, Brett? Let's say you watch a video of a cat. You're focused on the cat. According to your logic, that would mean that you want to penetrate the cat. According to Brett's logic, whatever you focus on, it means that you want to penetrate it. For example, you look at a pigeon flying, it means you want to fuck it right up the ass. That is great logic. Brett talks about my ignorance of science. I do reject the theory of evolution, but that is not real science. It is a theory that comes from the mind of several scientists. I don't, for example, reject medical science. I'm not going to try to defy gravity or any other concrete scientific law. Understand? I just don't believe that we came from a monkey's anus, Brett. Big difference. Big fucking difference. I mentioned that Catholics are not guilty of rape because of the actions of some priests. And according to Brett, we are. All Catholics are guilty of rape for several reasons. The church prevents priests from having sex, which goes against human nature. Well, I am a Catholic. I have sex all the time, Brett, with pigeons. No, just a joke. I have sex with female humans, Brett. Priests choose to become priests. A lot of priests choose not to have sex, and they go their whole life without having sex. Now you say that you know for a fact that all priests masturbate. If you knew that for a fact, that would mean that you simultaneously look at every priest's cock all around the world at the same time, and you know for a fact that they never masturbated. It's impossible for you to say that. But a lot of priests will say that they won't have sex, and they don't do it. Alright? However, if a priest says that he's not going to have sex, and for some reason he rapes a boy, that has nothing to do with abstinence of sex. That's because he's a dangerous gay pedo. That's why. And when priests do shit like that, we do not defend them. Alright? Catholics will say he deserves to burn in hell. Okay, we are not guilty if a priest does something like that. Alright? That's not my fault. If a human priest decided to make a vow that he would never have sex, that's his problem. Alright, if he breaks his vow, that's his problem. If he does something sexual to a child, then he deserves to get beat up, etc. I do not, condone that behavior. So, when priests are accused of pedophilia, the church will move them around. Sadly, this is true. Some priests are rapists, and some high-ranking members of the church are bad people. However, those people are not God. They are not me. That's like saying the police force. Alright? The whole police force, the people that want to serve and protect. There are some rotten apples inside the police force. Does this mean that the whole police force is evil? No. That's like saying that if you're a person who likes the police and some cop raped someone, then the whole police force would be rapists, along with people who respect cops. Everybody would be rapists because several cops did shit. Makes no sense. Does not. I said that atheists judge Catholics, but God judged everyone because of Adam's actions. I'm not sure if you're talking about the rape thing. If you're talking about rape, then if God, assuming that you're on the same level as God there, if God judged Adam, or everybody off of Adam's action, and we would all be guilty, then the same could be said about atheists. Alright? Since God judged one person, then every single atheist is guilty of everybody's sins amongst the atheists. I could throw that shit right back at you. Here's the thing. You're an atheist. You're not supposed to believe in God. You think that Adam never spoke with God. But for some reason, you're using something that you presume to be fiction to try to contradict a factual argument. So how can you do that if you're an atheist? You're basically saying it's okay for atheists to bully Christians because God judged Adam. So basically you're using religion as an excuse to bully Christians, if you're going to present a statement like that. And apparently atheists are against that shit. Straight up. How are you using God as a fact to try to contradict my statement if you don't believe in God? I mean, really. And let's say God would be real. God doesn't have to follow the rules that he would have given to man because he's God. You know? Any way you want to throw this at me, I'll fucking take care of it like this. Bring it, Bretsky. What you got for me? I believe in God because I'm a coward and I'm afraid to die. Now, if an atheist wants to believe Brett's statement, you would have to believe that Brett is able to read my mind. He knows why I believe in God. He knows why I'm afraid, or he knows if or not that I'm afraid, etc. How does Brett know this? How does he? He does not. Yeah. He says that if you're a Catholic, then you can't feel shame. Stupid statement. Let's say that you're in public, you accidentally fart. You will feel shame. You know, and your belief is not going to interfere with that. I don't get how believing in something will stop you from feeling shame or something. If I told you I have a red bike, are you going to be able to walk around naked with no shame simply because you believe something? I don't get it. Then Brett tries to prove evolution. He asks me, why do I have a tailbone? Well, the tailbone is attached to several muscles. For example, it's attached to your anus somehow there, and it helps you to poop. So Brett, you know, maybe he had his tailbone removed and he never gets to poop, which would explain why he is full of poop. Oh yeah. He asks, why do I have an appendix? Some scientists, yes, scientists, think that the appendix has something to do with the immune system and bacteria. Okay? If it appears that you don't need the appendix, that doesn't mean that a bird turned into a dinosaur. That doesn't prove that, Brett. If you chop your legs off, you can still survive. Does that mean that you don't need legs? Brett, according to your arguments, that's what it means. Huh? You say evolution is based on evidence. No, it's not. For example, you say you have an appendix, which means that we came out of an elephant's fucking ball sack. That's not proof. That is a bunch of assumptions that you cannot prove. You think that you have proof that could explain something if it is in fact true. But the proof that you have is all fucking crazy shit. You have wisdom teeth, which means that you came from a fish. Huh. You know, how does it prove that exactly? It doesn't. Alright? Atheists and evolutionists claim that they believe evidence. There's no evidence for evolution. You just put your faith in the scientists. That's not concrete proof of anything. You guys are hypocritical, lying to yourself, trying to make yourselves believe that you know something when there's no way in hell that you can. It's true. Where did God come from? I'm gonna make a vid on the Big Bang pretty soon, so I don't want to go too deep into it there. But where did the singularity come from, Brett? You don't know. But for some reason, you guys claim that you do. Even though there is no way that you can know. You claim that you know everything. How it happened. How it came to be. There's no way to prove that it happened like that. So how can you know that it did? How can you present yourself as an intellect when you're talking out of your ass? I am an intellect because I agree with someone who thinks a singularity appeared. Can I prove that? Absolutely not. But I'm an intellect. It's pretty sad, Brett. Apparently, in order to understand, I must study quantum mechanics. Assuming that every atheist who understands have all taken quantum mechanics. It's funny. According to atheists, for Catholics to understand, we must take every course on the planet. We must go back to school. We're all retards. But for an atheist, all he has to do is believe that birds turned into dinosaurs with no proof, and right away they're on the same intellectual level as scientists. Bam! Just like that. Now that is a miracle. I agree with a fucking crackpot theory that I can't prove. Bam! I'm an intellect. How does it work, Brett? Explain it to me. That's pretty much it. Then Brett starts shouting. How does this guy get to have an ego? This guy's an idiot! You know, screaming and going ape shit. Going ape shit is not going to reinforce your arguments, Brett. If any other atheists has a problem, talk to me, just holla. Holla at your boy, huh?